Welcome back to Alyssa's Movie Takes. We now know when The Chosen Season 3 is going to start to premiere, and it actually is going to come out in theaters November 18th. They will release episode 1 and episode 2 in theaters, and then they will go through their normal process of releasing it free through the app, through YouTube and Facebook, with a big old live stream at a date to be determined after the theatrical release has its run. Now, last year, they tried something new with theatrical release. They had a special Christmas episode along with basically a Christmas worship concert, and that was called The Chosen Christmas with the Messengers, and they released that through Fathom Events. Now, Fathom Events, sometimes they'll release like operas through a special event. They will release something like the movie Life Mark, which couldn't really get the distribution for one reason or another. They released it through Fathom Events, and The Chosen Christmas with the Messengers was the highest grossing Fathom Events movie of all time, breaking in 13.7 million, which was a lot for a movie that really didn't have a wide release. A lot of people went to theaters where it wasn't where they didn't live in order to see this movie because they were excited to support The Chosen. And we know that people are excited to support The Chosen because so far they have raised over $60 million in box office sales and also donations. So donations, season 1, they crowdfunded the $10 million. Season 2 and 3, they fundraised over $40 million. They're on their way to fund season 4, but each season the episodes get more expensive every time they have a new season. It's more expensive to produce one episode, so it's taking a little longer to fundraise for season 4. However, I really think that this is a smart move to put this movie, well, it's not really a movie, right? 2 episodes combined into an hour and 20 minutes of content into theaters around Thanksgiving. One, because Thanksgiving is a major time for people to go to the movies, and the religious audience doesn't often have something that they want to go and support around this time. Well, and for one reason or another, there's a lot of big releases around Thanksgiving and Christmas because it's such a big box office draw. Now, The Chosen has proven to have fans of all ages. They did a documentary on Gen Z, which is the young people, and teens and young people are the ones who are going to spend the most money to go to the theaters. So if Gen Z continues to have some interest and some intrigue in this series, they might do even better than they expected. Now, I don't know if they're going to release this through Fathom Events or if they're going to do this through a normal distribution. I would hope that they were able to do normal distribution simply because if they get a wider release, more people will be able to see it. They may be able to wrangle in some, nominal fans who aren't maybe familiar with the show but can catch up as they start at the new season. I hope that they do it that way, that people can come in not having seen season 1 or 2 so that they can reach a wider audience. So last year, 13.7 million with a very minimal advertising exterior campaign. It was mostly word of mouth. I don't know if they're going to have a trailer that they're going to put in front of movies. If they did that, they could even get a bigger audience. So I think that not that they're going to give the competing movie, which is Disenchanted, a run for its money. That's going to be in a category of its own. But it could be interesting counter-programming, right? And they've already funded this episode 1, 2 completely. So it's not like they're trying to get money back to pay their investors. Anything that they take in is pure profit. They can put that toward, hopefully mostly toward the next seasons. I don't know how much of that the creators get to take home too, but that, their salary is part of what they're fundraising for. So anyway, Disenchanted, the sequel to Enchanted, which came out surprisingly 15 years ago. I watched that in theaters in New York on the Thanksgiving that I got to watch the parade from my window, which was very cool. 15 years later, that's coming out. That'll take up most of the kid money for Thanksgiving, but Grandma, Grandpa, you saw Disenchanted last week, maybe we can go see The Chosen. And people did kind of perk their ears up last year when it did do so well in the Fathom Events release. So I am excited for The Chosen to keep turning its flywheel, which is a phrase from the book Good to Great about how you learn to build something that gains momentum so that eventually, even though you're just putting the same amount of effort into it, it's yielding such a big return. And I see that happening with The Chosen in the theaters, that last year was an experiment. it was a bullet that hit its mark, and so they're going to try it again, this time more so with a cannonball. You guys have been anticipating season 3 for such a long time. We're going to give it to you in theaters. I could just, hear Dallas in my head. They are still continuing to fundraise, and I know that they will, keep doing things like this to kind of help that pot grow faster and keep giving new episodes and new seasons as quickly as possible. But I want to know, are you going to see The Chosen in theaters? Are you going to wait till it comes out for free on the app and YouTube and things? And how well do you think it's going to do in the box office? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.